he humiliated her in front of everyone. But what this black woman waitress said next silenced the entire restaurant. "You won't believe how the tables turned. This is a moment you'll never forget. Watch till the end and feel the power of quiet courage. And if this story moves you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring true stories." It was a busy Friday evening at one of the finest upscale restaurants in the city. The lighting was warm, the piano played softly, and the aroma of gourmet meals filled the air. Among the bustling crowd was a wealthy businessman named Charles Worthington, known for his arrogance as much as his money. Dressed in a sharp suit and gold watch, he entered with 2 associates, making sure everyone noticed his presence. At their table, a polite young waitress named Maya approached to take their order. She smiled gently, balancing professionalism with warmth. But Charles, clearly annoyed by something, barely looked up. Instead, he snapped, "Took you long enough, do you even know what you're doing?" Paragraph 2. Maya paused, stunned by the harsh tone. She had dealt with difficult customers before, but this was different, humiliating and loud enough for nearby tables to hear. The other guests glanced around uncomfortably, sensing the tension. Charles kept going, criticizing her pronunciation, her posture, and even her smile. "You're not even fit to serve in a fast food joint," he sneered. Maya's hands trembled slightly, but she didn't let a tear fall. She responded calmly, "I'm sorry, sir. I'll get your order right away." But the air had already shifted, people began to whisper. As Maya walked away, her manager, who had seen the scene unfold, approached her. "You don't have to take that," he said gently. Maya shook her head. "I'm okay," she whispered. "I can handle it." But inside, she was holding back waves of emotion. She remembered her mother's words, "Never let anyone take away your dignity. Not even the rich." Across the room, Charles chuckled arrogantly with his colleagues, thinking he had made his point. But he hadn't realized he was being watched, not just by patrons, but by someone unexpected. At a corner table sat Evelyn Monroe, a retired judge and civil rights advocate, dining with her grandson. She had lived through times far worse and seen people like Maya treated unfairly for generations. Watching this unfold stirred something deep in her. Quietly, she stood up and walked over to Maya. Placing a hand on her shoulder, she whispered, "Speak your truth." Maya looked at her, surprised. The room, now hushed, turned its eyes toward the waitress again, sensing something important was about to happen. Maya took a deep breath and turned toward Charles's table. She didn't raise her voice, but her words rang clear across the restaurant. "Sir, I may be wearing an apron now, but you have no idea who I am or what I've overcome. I'm working 2 jobs while finishing my law degree. I've cared for my sick father, supported my younger sister through school, and still show up with a smile. If that makes me unfit, I'll gladly be unfit." Her words hung in the air like thunder. You could hear a pin drop. Charles blinked, momentarily speechless. His usual confidence cracked. Murmurs spread like wildfire across the room. One couple began to clap, then another, and soon the entire restaurant stood in applause. Maya, stunned, simply bowed her head in gratitude. She wasn't trying to start a scene, she just told the truth. But in doing so, she had spoken for many who had remained silent for too long. Charles looked around, realizing he wasn't the powerful man in the room anymore. He mumbled something and reached for his wallet. He stood up and tried to offer a large tip. "Here, just take this, no hard feelings," he said, avoiding eye contact. Maya looked at the money, then back at him. "Respect is worth more than your money," she said quietly. She turned and walked away, her back straight, her heart pounding. The crowd applauded again, louder this time. Charles left in shame, with his colleagues walking several steps behind, trying not to be associated with him. The atmosphere shifted from tension to inspiration. Later that night, Maya sat outside the restaurant on the bench, her shift over. Evelyn joined her, smiling. "You reminded everyone tonight that strength doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it just speaks calmly in truth." Maya smiled, wiping a tear. "Thank you for giving me the courage." Evelyn handed her a card. "Call this number, it's a scholarship foundation. We support strong women like you." Maya looked at it in disbelief, her eyes wide. "Are you serious?" Evelyn nodded. Finish that law degree. The world needs more voices like yours. A few weeks later, the restaurant posted Maya's story anonymously on their social media. The post went viral. Thousands of people from around the world shared words of support, encouragement, and admiration. Donations began pouring in to support her education, and Maya was invited to speak at conferences and schools about her experience. She became a symbol of quiet strength, standing tall against injustice not with anger, but with truth. Charles, meanwhile, faded from the public eye, his reputation quietly crumbling. Years later, Maya walked into a courtroom, not as a waitress, but as a defense attorney. Her first client was a young woman wrongfully accused, someone society had overlooked. Maya fought for her the way she had once fought for herself, with truth, dignity, and passion. As the trial ended, Maya glanced up and smiled. She remembered that night in the restaurant, the sentence she spoke, and how it froze a millionaire and awakened a room full of people. And in that moment, she knew the journey had only just begun.